There were two missions I wasn't looking forward to recording in this game. The first was Showstopper. The second is this one. This is the final battle of Green Earth. And you know things are getting serious when, yep, this guy himself is here. And yep, if you thought Hawk was the Knight of Cerberus before, this guy makes Hawk look like Flack. Yeah, that is terrifying. We'll be seeing more of him soon enough. And yes, this is a very, very long and drawn-out battle. And hey, it's Kanbei, which is actually a nice callback because he came to help Drake in an earlier mission. And we have Orange Star as well. Yeah, we don't actually get Blue Moon. I'm pretty sure that this doesn't change no matter what happens. It's always Green Earth, Orange Star, and Yellow Comet. Because the map can only hold 4 armies. But anyway, we get a choice of characters here. Now I'm going to go with Eagle, Andy, and a surprising third choice. You'll see. Sonya. You might be asking, what? Sonya on a non-Fog of War map? Have you gone insane? Well, believe me, I have a reason for this. And I do admit this was suggested by a guide. Now, all I looked at of the guide was a suggestion to use Sonya, and the reason why I did that was because anything to give her more screen time, really. But, yeah, so it's Eagle, Andy, who's really overexcited, and Sonya. And of course, Sonya's taking the tactical approach. Now, every army in this battle has a big role to play. Everyone has their own roles. Now, you might notice here, not only is this map really freaking big, it's also utterly full of cannons. There are cannons everywhere. There's a cannon in front of the pipe. Sideways pointing mini cannons there to guard a big cannon. More big cannons up above. There are cannons everywhere. Seriously, I reckon the number of spaces on this map that aren't in cannon range is probably fewer than the number of spaces that are. It's that insane. Now, the Yellow Comet forces start off on a tiny island without very much, and really their only hope is to expand onwards. Now, Yellow Comet has a very distinct mission to play. Yellow Comet are the most important army on this map. Yes, they steal the spotlight from Green Earth themselves. See there? The pipe is right there. Just below that pipe, there is an area where rockets can fire on it. And that is Yellow Comet's mission. Their job, they are the team that is sent to destroy the pipe. That is their mission. Everyone else is really just an elaborate distraction. Yellow Comet are the real heroes here. So, yeah, now when I get back to them, I'll explain why I chose Sonya for the job. But first, Green Earth is just going to capture some more bases, and definitely some more airports. Now, really, any 3 of the Green Earth commanders are quite decent here, though I would recommend Eagle or Drake over Jess. The reason being that Orange Star, as Andy mentioned in the opening dialogue of this mission, Orange Star pretty much have the land battle covered, so you don't really need any more land forces. Whereas Eagle and Drake can offer either air or sea support, depending. Now, the reason why I chose Sonya on the Yellow Comet team. The other 2, it's not so much a matter of that she's the best one for this, it's more the fact that the other 2 have severe weaknesses when it comes to this mission. Kanbei's massive deployment costs, like I may have mentioned earlier on, really hamper him when you need landers. Kanbei really suffers from having freakishly expensive landers, and it's not really that much of a benefit that you're paying for, and it just gets really annoying, especially when you need to build a lander quickly to expand off your tiny island. As such, Kanbei, despite his powerful units, is not the best for this mission if you want to do it quickly. Sensei, on the other hand, the whole Yellow Comet mission revolves around getting a rocket unit to fire on the pipe. Sensei has weak rockets, so that rules him out. So really, Sonya is the best choice here, because he doesn't have any particular advantages. she doesn't have any disadvantages that really hamper her attempts to hit the pipe with rockets. So that is the reason why we're picking Sonya here. And speaking of Sonya, back to her. And again, the reason why, okay, I did not look at anything further on the guide other than the fact that it suggested using Sonya. And I wanted to take that because, hey, Sonya needs more screen time. She really does. And Sonya got a lot of bad rap earlier on, and now she finally gets a chance to redeem herself. And this can show that sometimes Sonya can be alright in non-Fog of War missions. Of course, here she's really... And yeah, watch the cannons. Every step you make is potentially going to get you shot by a cannon, so the cannons are just basically such a huge force in this mission that, yeah. Now, you might notice there that not only does Hawk have the factory, he's already got a massive income as it stands, and he has an airport and a regular base. He's going to be sending a lot, and I mean a lot, of units your way. And that is basically what Eagle and Andy are here for. Their job is, again, they're basically an elaborate distraction. That's really all they are. Their main job is to build up a sizable force and meet up by this cannon up the top of the map. Once they meet up, they'll basically fight a very long, drawn-out battle of attrition against Hawk's forces. Anything to distract them from the attention of Yellow Comet. That is really the main thing we're doing here, is, yes, we are a distraction, basically. And for that reason, you might be wondering why I've chosen Andy for this, when usually I say that Max is best in pipe missions. Generally that is the case, and Max is actually still a very good choice for this mission. Getting this base here is actually very helpful for Orange Star, just saying. But anyway, you also want to send some units down to capture this whole bunch of cities that are basically just ripe for the taking. But, like I was saying, Max does help in destroying the cannons faster. He's got better tanks, and this is basically a ground war, so he's good at that. But of course, Max can also make use of some air units as well. So Max is not bad for this mission, but the reason why I like Andy is, one, well, I want to give Andy more screen time, and two, and this is a pretty big one, we're fighting a big battle of attrition here, and for that, Andy's repair abilities really come in handy. And Hawk's about to get a new base. You pretty much can't stop Hawk from getting the stuff there. What you do want to make sure, though, is that Hawk does not get the two properties just below the pipe, because that's where Yellow Comet is headed. Now, it's actually kind of pointless for Yellow Comet to actually capture those, because I think they're in mini-cannon range, but still, you want to make sure the way is clear for Yellow Comet to get a rocket unit up to the pipe. And if Hawk captures that airport and base, things are going to get bad. So, again, like I was saying, Andy helps for this. His repairing abilities are pretty useful here because, again, this is going to be a long battle of attrition, and Andy is one of the few characters in this game, the other being Hawk, I believe, actually, who has healing abilities. So that's one thing that Andy is kind of good for. Despite the fact that he's the, the average bland character, he actually does have one thing going for him that no one else on the Allied nations does, and that is repairing units. I don't think anyone else can actually do that apart from him. Again, Hawk is the only one who can, but he's on the enemy side, so it's actually kind of cool. But now we're starting to make some helicopters with Eagle. We've already got probably enough infantry to establish enough stuff here. So now we're going to start to get in some air units and provide air support to Andy. And hey, yeah, you might notice that we're using a team of Eagle and Andy, so hey, they're finally reconciling after all those issues in the first game. Of course, even in the third game, Eagle still mentions that he considers Andy his quote-unquote eternal rival, but yeah, I believe that happens if you choose the team of Eagle and Sammy for that mission where you're fighting, probably don't want to say because it's a bit of a spoiler, but anyway. So, Yellow Comet captures a few of these. We should be about ready to get ourselves a lander soon. Again, this map is huge. It's not called Great Sea Battle for nothing. And the reason why I was dreading recording this is, yeah, this mission is not exactly that difficult, but it is very, very long and very annoying. Now, I will say that, okay, spoilers, well, this is an all S-ranked playthrough, so you probably know at this point that I'm gonna win this battle with an S rank. And I am so glad that I got the S rank, I'm pretty sure, on the first try, because having to do all this again, this one I'm having to split into 3 parts. This battle took about an hour and a half, as if my recording time is any indication. Yeah, about an hour and a half, and so yes, I've had to split this into 3. Don't know why I'm doing that, but anyway. I don't know what Past Me was doing there, but anyway. Yeah, so to take that long and not get the S rank and have to do it all again, that would just be horrible, so... I'm very glad I got it here. Ugh, really annoying. Like, this mission is just... It's not so much hard as it is irritating. Now, annoyingly, that airport up there is actually in range of the cannon, but we might be able to decoy it with transport copters. And if we can get that airport, I mean, any units coming out of that airport will be fired on by the cannon, but one of Orange Star's main roles here is to take out that cannon. Oh boy, and I've got, okay, they've already got fighters coming towards us. That would be very, very bad for Eagle, so Eagle may need to start, or Andy could start sending out anti-airs to support him. See, this is the nice thing about having multiple characters, is that, again, if it was Eagle alone, you'd have to worry about wasting some of his income on anti-airs when you could just save that for more air units. Andy, yeah, but now we've got Andy for this, and he could actually use his income to make some anti-air units, so we don't have to waste money on Eagle. So, again, it really does help having allies. And yeah, that big cluster of mini cannons is just downright irritating. So annoying. So many cannons, that's basically the real thing of this mission, and that's, again, another reason why using Max here is actually not bad, because he's quite good at destroying, well, I mean, quite good is an understatement, he's very good at destroying cannons, and he can get some powerful bombers in as well, but I mean, Eagle's got that too. I guess, yeah, and again, like, despite Drake seemingly being a little underpowered, I still admit that Drake is not bad for this mission, because you've got areas of wide open sea, he can support the others with battleships. I mean, him being the only one on Green Earth who doesn't have weak battleships, and his powers, again, very useful for counteracting Hawk's powers. Also, especially seeing that here Hawk likes to favour air units, and halving their fuel is very, very useful. Now, I do know that if you're not careful, Hawk will end up sending air units towards Yellow Comet, and that would be very bad. So, again, we want to distract them. We want to make sure that Hawk aims most of his forces at the Orange Star Green Earth Alliance and ignores Yellow Comet. That's really, again, their mission, again, is to be a distraction. That's pretty much what they are, but they're also in charge of the power and technique scores for the most part. I'm pretty sure that only Eagle counts for that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he's actually got a pretty good shot at getting the power scores, and as for the technique score, well, don't let too many people die. That's basically all I can say there. And yes, we really need to ration out these cities here, because, okay, maybe one more for Green Earth, and I'll let Orange Star take all the rest, because Green Earth already has a larger number of cities here, and considering they're probably already going to get these ones up here, yeah, we want to sort of ration out these cities, make sure that, also, a fighter. Very nice for distracting cannons, and also to take down air units, but we might need to use it to distract cannons if we want to capture that airport there, and once that cannon is down, that airport will be a massive help to Eagle, so we want to take that cannon down as soon as we can. See, it's day 7 already, and we really haven't made all that much progress. Now, the funny thing about this mission is, despite the fact that it was by far my longest recording in this entire game, despite that fact, funnily enough, my actual raw turn count here was a lot lower than you'd probably expect. I won't spoil how many turns this actually took me, but you'll be surprised at how little turns compared to, say, oh, I don't know, Showstopper. Yeah, something about Showstopper that you'll find out when you see the epilogue and my final turn counts for every mission. Yeah. Admittedly, Showstopper did take like an hour, so Showstopper was probably my second long... Oh, no, the final mission was pretty long in terms of the recording. But hey, that's the final mission, it makes sense. That's probably also going to end up being a 3-parter, but this one, I always knew this would end up being a 3-parter because just, it's so long! And again, the reason why this is so long is, yeah, despite the fact that it's actually, I'm not taking that many turns, is because every turn we need to move 3 armies, and that's why, yeah, things take longer here, despite the lower turn count, because the turns themselves are much longer. That and Hawk has a massive amount of units that he's going to be sending right towards us. Basically, the main what? Okay. Guess you were the only thing in cannon range. Now, the main reason why Yellow Comet... Oh, speaking of Yellow Comet, they're going to have to deal with Battle Copter soon. It's inevitable that maybe 1 or 2 copters might actually go after Yellow Comet, so you'll need to be prepared for that. But yes, the main reason why you want Yellow Comet to be the ones who focus on taking the pipe down is because there is very, very little chance of you actually breaking through into Hawk's factory with a frontal assault. There is honestly very little chance of a frontal assault actually succeeding. Like, as in, there's pretty much no way you can break through that. Like, he's got a constant stream of units from the factory, more from his bases, a high income. He just has so many units that, you know what I'm going to do here? I am going to hit you and delay your capturing attempt. Now, is that an airport or a city? I didn't quite notice there. Just gonna delay that capturing attempt just to slow things down a bit, because I have a hunch that is an airport, and if it is, we don't want Hawk to get it, because that would end very, very badly for us. We also have another missile silo. Now, you want to save these missile silos when you really, really need them. Now, again, there is a chance we might be able to eventually sort of push through onto the bridge. By the time we've done that, Yellow Comet will pretty much have been done getting their units up to the factory, so the mission will be pretty much over then, so it doesn't really matter that much. Oh, that city is in mini cannon range. Ugh, stupid mini cannons, I hate them so much. Always so irritating. Now, he's sending some artillery over here. Now, if they get a chance to get near my base, that would be not good. But I just don't want to put any of my units in these cannon ranges. Now, so basically Andy's job is to take out this big cannon. That will be a huge help to Eagle. Once he does that, Eagle will then focus on taking out the mini cannons to be a huge help to Andy. See? Everyone benefits each other. That's the real superpower of teamwork. Sorry. It's funny because I can actually imagine Andy saying that. I mentioned it in an earlier mission that it's kind of funny how weird this is, but hilariously enough, I find that in some ways Andy kind of reminds me of Tails from the Sonic series, because he's a mechanics specialist, and he constantly goes on about how awesome teamwork is. And he's kind of a little naive sometimes. I don't know, I just find that really hilarious. But, speaking of Andy, this is the first time I believe we've used him in a very long time. Since, not since T-minus 15, I believe. Speaking of T-minus 15, because I'm going to need things to talk about here. Oh, Neotank. Ah, that's bad. Speaking of T-minus 15, I am probably sure that was my worst performance, my flat-out worst performance in this campaign. I really need to figure that out more, because that is just an annoying mission, it really is. But anyway, we are sending some landers over to that island and capturing that. Yeah, Yellow Comet's job is kind of a bit slow, mostly because we only have one base to deploy land units out of. And chances are we might actually be needing air units soon. I admit Sensei's helicopters could help against Hawk's helicopters, but the real issue with that is that Sensei's rockets are weaker than usual, and that is bad. Oh, and it was just a city. Oh well. You know, I really shouldn't have... Okay, maybe... Oh, that's why I used the missile. I wanted to hit the fighter. That must have been why. Because that fighter is going to pose a real threat to Eagle's air units, and we want that gone as soon as possible. That little ring island there that Hawk's battlecopter has just got onto, If he gets the airport there, that'll start harassing Yellow Comet a lot, so we don't want that. And he's already expanding out with infantry, and he's already getting a transporcopter out in preparation to take that island. Yeah, this, in a way, is somewhat of a battle of speed with Yellow Comet, because mostly you need to make sure that you get well built up before Hawk, annihilates you. There's a nice, good clump of units. And, okay, anti-air up there, that there. Oh, okay, I can take out that helicopter there without coming in range of any of Eagle's any of Hawk's dedicated anti-air units. So, yeah, goodbye. Right, that should help out Andy a bit. Now, that battlecopter, that's a problem, because usually I'm going to go into either fighter range, anti-air range, or cannon range. Pick your range, all of them end in death. Well, except for the cannons, because they can't actually kill you, but we do probably want to... If I do that, I'd probably sacrifice the battlecopter, but, is attacking the cannon really worth it? Maybe. But hey, I've got another battlecopter. And I don't want Hawk to be getting even more income than he already does, so damaging this infantry a little bit. Also, this is the last time we'll be seeing Green Earth's unique city, so just take note of that. Speaking of which, something that I haven't actually mentioned before, it's just a bit of a weird bit of trivia about this game that I guess some people would have noticed, but some people wouldn't, is that missile silos, if a unit ends up in combat on a missile silos always take the appearance of an orange star city in the battle screen, so it's kind of interesting that. And yeah, making sure, hopefully those cannons will be too distracted with Andy and forces and Eagle's battlecopters to focus on the infantry capturing that airport. And hopefully they'll prove enough of a distraction to actually get that airport, and then, well... But first, it's Andy time, and I might need to join that infantry onto that other infantry. Okay, you go. That anti-air is going to be a real pain in the ass. I'm going to have to take that out soon. Wait a minute, oh yes! Hey, funny, I was just talking about it just then. You may have noticed that that background looked like an orange star city, despite the fact that we're in Green Earth. Yes, that's because it's a missile silo. Wow, I didn't actually plan that, so that was a pretty cool coincidence. But yeah, you just got it demoed right there. Now, I really think Andy needs that base there more than Eagle does, and Andy probably needs this city more than Eagle does. Or not, well, maybe Eagle can get one of them, but... Now, probably another reason why Andy is actually pretty useful here, another reason why Andy has a bit of an advantage over, well, one of the advantages Andy has over Max. I'm not going to say that either Andy or Max is better for this mission. Sadly, Sammy, once again, is not that much use here, which is, again, sad, but, oh well. But, yes, I'm not really going to claim that either of them is any better than the other at this mission, but they do have their own distinct advantages. Andy's main advantage here, apart from the healing, is the fact that his indirect units are not weak. And, well, Sammy has that too, but Andy doesn't have weak tanks and stuff. But, so basically the cool thing about that is, because we're going to be entering a bit of a battle of attrition with Hawk, indirect units are quite good for that, so we'll probably need to be sending out a few of those, and those missiles are going to help in taking out helicopters. Day 9, and meanwhile, Yellow Comet doesn't really have all that much in the way of stuff, but... Okay, what we want to do here is we want to take this port. Now, annoyingly, this means I won't be able to land my lander next turn. But if I can get that port, that'll be really useful, because then we can make landers from this side. Eventually, I might need to make cruisers, but if I'll be honest with you, Yellow Comet's main... really need to put most of their income into making rockets. Now, speaking of Yellow Comet, that cannon that's pointing straight at the factory, thank you for not hitting my infantry, but anyway, that cannon that is pointing straight towards the factory, that thing needs to die fast, because if it doesn't, then there's no way, then your rockets that are going to be hammering the factory are going to get shot by the cannon, so that cannon needs to go really, really soon. Oh, now, if I could only get Eagle's fighters in to destroy that fighter, and eventually we're all going to start getting our powers. So, that should be... Speaking of powers, I just had a thought. Oh, and Hawk's going to get that ring island, damn it. And you've bunched yourselves up really nicely. You're just begging to be missiled, aren't you? But yeah, speaking of powers, I'm just wondering, has Andy ever used Hyper Repair on screen? I mean, not Hyper Repair. Sorry, I'm derp. Hyper Upgrade on screen yet? He might have in Andy's time, I'm not sure. Or in some of his others. I kind of forget because it was so long ago that I actually did the earlier parts of this. And you know what? I'm going to... You know what? Hey look, I'm going to reverse the matchup on you. Wow, that actually ended really well in my favour. Did not expect that. Another copter. And that fighter really needs to die, but my fighter will most likely die too. And hey, I can finally get bombers with Eagle. And you've only got 2 stars for just super, that's probably fine. I can finally get bombers, that's going to be pretty... well, that's an understatement. Very helpful in taking out this cannon here and all of the mini cannons. Don't need to take out all the mini cannons, but we probably need to get the one that's aiming sideways and the one that's aiming up, because those are gonna really hamper our progress, so yeah. Again, always be careful when destroying fighters, because they tend to give Hawk a lot of power meter, so just always gotta watch what you destroy, because, yeah. Very soon we'll be meeting someone who you really want to watch what you destroy with him, but Hawk's powers are actually pretty threatening, but as a whole, they're not quite as bad as the power of... oh, yeah. We'll see that later, trust me. Just keeping an eye on his power meter, because I have this feeling that he's going to use Black Wave very soon. Okay, if I move my anti-air down there, I'll be in indirect range, but... see how I'm putting more cities here just because I want... Andy needs the income too, he really does. And hey, look, 120% damage. Massive overkill. And yes, this video is almost ended, so we've basically, in this part, we've basically set up, and oh, it's going to end with Hawk using his powers. And then we've pretty much set up, and the Battle of Attrition is beginning. Yep, this is the start of the Great Sea Battle of Attrition. Yeah, this is where things get a little annoying, because basically, see where we are now? We're pretty much going to be stuck here, both Eagle and Andy, for quite some time, because Hawk's just going to be sending a constant stream of units our way, and I really need to join something to that, I really do, but... capture you, move you forward, send out maybe something from that base, take that... You know, I'm getting that port just so that Eagle has more income, but if I'll be honest with you, Andy really should be one to get that port. I mean, he doesn't have weak now. I mean, Eagle's Navy is really, really bad. They are some of the flat-out worst units in the game. They get a freaking 30% firepower reduction, which is huge. I mean, Drake's Air Force is pretty horrible too, so, yeah, but still. I'm pretty sure minus 30% is the single biggest, drop to attack power in the whole game, so yeah. And we have 3 landers now, but that battlecopter is getting closer by the day, so could be problematic. Just realized something, for those battlecopters, what happens if they're over the ocean and it's the end of a day? Do they just have to keep flying? But anyway, oh, Hawk was this adorable. Now, I have this feeling that he's going to damage enough of my units to get his power and then immediately use it. That's what Hawk likes to do. Because yeah, again, with certain people, with characters whose powers don't give any firepower boosts or anything, like Hawk's, usually that or Andy's Hyper Repair, normally the AI will always use their power at the beginning of their turn, but if they're Hawk, they will use it the moment they get it, like this. Yeah. Also, if the AI is playing as Eagle, which you can tell if you're doing a War Room map, you'll be able to know this. If the AI is playing... oh, that bomber's going to cost a lot to repair. But yes, and it's going to hit Yellow Comet pretty hard too, and they're capturing attempts. That's really annoying, actually. But yeah, soon, actually, what was I saying? Soon this part will be over, so next time we have more Battle of Attrition and more Yellow Comets slowly inching their way towards the factory and more annoying Hawk. And I'll talk more about the way the AI likes to use their powers in the next episode, so look forward to that. So, I will see you, wait for it, next time.